Spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse. If you haven't seen the movie, you should go watch it and then come back to this video later. Who is the Smiling Guy? This is a question that has been asked since this character's first appearance in Into the Spider-Verse and is yet to be answered as of Across the Spider-Verse. Both films feature the character in multiple scenes, with him first appearing in Miles' classroom, then in the hallway during this scene.
No one saw. It's okay. No one knows. No one knows. Everyone knows.
Again at the end of the movie, way in the background as Spider-Man swings by. And finally, in Across the Spider-Verse, where Miles touches his shoulder after stopping a thief from robbing a shoe store. This guy's like a weeping angel, slowly getting closer between scenes when the viewers aren't looking. Sure, some could chalk it up to the animators simply reusing a character model so that they don't have to create a whole new person that's only going to be on screen for a few seconds, but I don't think that's the case. As far as I'm aware, no other character models are reused like him, and before someone brings up Stan Lee and Into the Spider-Verse, that does not count because that's Stan Lee. It was practically a requirement for him to be in multiple scenes since that's kind of his thing. So if this wasn't a case of reusing assets in order to save time during production, who could this man be? I think that he could be Earth 1610's version of the Tinkerer. In order for this to make sense, we do have to make quite a few assumptions about this mysterious character, but just bear with me for a little bit and I'll explain. Let's start by looking at his appearance. Age-wise, he appears to be a young adult, most likely 17 to 19 years old. He's about average in weight and does not have a particularly defined physique. He also wears glasses. These observations are in line with how the Tinkerer is typically portrayed, a physically average human being who does not have any superpowers or mutations. So what else do we know about this guy? He presumably attends Brooklyn Visions Academy, the same school as Miles, as he is seen in class and in uniform. Brooklyn Visions Academy is a prestigious private school which, in order to attend, two requirements must be met. 1. An entrance exam must be passed, and 2. A form of lottery takes place in order to determine if you get in. Though I don't think it's ever stated how difficult the entrance test is, I assume that you'd have to be above average academically to pass, as the first film establishes that this school is quite intense in its education.
Solve this for XY.
This test serves as a way to filter out the people that they don't think could handle the workload. So why does this matter? What makes the Tinkerer significant is his intellect. Much like people such as Peter, Tony Stark, Reed Richards, and a lot of others if I'm being honest, the Tinkerer is regarded as a genius, capable of creating complex gadgets and devices with ease. This Smiling Guy fits the profile of the Tinkerer, a physically average human being, but someone with above average intelligence. Though he is sometimes portrayed as much older, there have been versions of the Tinkerer that are much younger, such as in the Miles Morales game and in Spider-Man Homecoming. So if he is the Tinkerer, how could he potentially be worked into the story of Beyond the Spider-Verse? The focus of the third film is obviously going to be on Spot and Miguel, so him appearing as a direct antagonist during the film is unlikely. It would distract from the main plot and wouldn't make much sense. The alternative that I believe they could go with is having him appear towards the end of the film after the main conflict has been resolved, in a similar way to how Armadillo was briefly shown on screen in Across the Spider-Verse. This would provide some closure as to who this character is without it feeling forced into the plot. Really quick, I wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who watched my last video on my theories for Beyond the Spider-Verse. The reception for that video has blown my mind. So many of you have commented on that video with praise and their own theories. You've brought me so much joy for allowing me to interact with you. Over 100 of you were even generous enough to subscribe, which astounded me. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your own thoughts and theories, so feel free to leave a comment as to who you think this Smiling Guy could be or anything else you'd like to share. That's all I have for this video.